Hello and welcome to this webinar. I'm super excited to be sharing with you today. My name is Chelsea Holm, and this is not going to be your typical presentation. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you how it is, how it's worked in my life, and some of the difference when it comes to Shaklee as a company and why it actually works and why it is different than a lot of the things you find out there. So this is called Ready, Set, Wellness. We live in a world where we have quick fixes. We're always looking for a pill that's going to solve our problems. We're looking for that thing that's going to get us to how we want to feel immediately. But this is not what builds true wellness. True wellness is built through small steps that we do every single day, whether it's what we're eating, how we're sleeping, how we're managing our stress, our energy levels, all these different things. These are these small steps that we're doing every single day that really do build true wellness. But there's a lot that we can do additionally when it comes to our nutrition and the cleaners that we have in our home and reducing toxins and also reducing our impact on the environment that we have totally in our control, that we can do really good things and really even better when we do learn about Shaklee, take a look, weigh the information that I'm about to give you and see if it could be a good fit for you. And maybe it's not. It has been for me. And I am going to share my story with you here. So I was an exhausted mom of three, and I had three. They were all under 3 years old. And I always referred to myself jokingly as a momby. It was this level of exhaustion that wasn't just a typical, like I have little kids exhaustion. It was I'm waking up tired. I can't get through my day without a nap. I'm getting in bed at night exhausted, but then I'm having trouble falling asleep. And if I do fall asleep, I'm having trouble staying asleep. And it was just this sick cycle that I was stuck in. And I had talked to my doctor about it. And, she didn't really take the time to listen or understand. And she didn't offer me any solutions besides just take more naps. But unfortunately, that wasn't working because when I did take naps, it was impacting my sleep at night. And no matter how long or how short of a nap I took, I still woke up tired. And so that's when a friend had shared with me that, the supplements I was taking might not be doing much in my body, and not all supplements are created equal. And I really trusted this friend. She's been a part of my life in so many stages, from high school through college into early marriage and adulthood and having kids. And now she is a mentor for me in my life, my business. And I love that I get to call her friend and hang out with her and learn from her. But at the time, she had said this to me, and I trusted her. And so I made a switch. I switched my multivitamins out. And I started taking Shaklee, and I felt a difference within the first couple of weeks. And it was mostly in my energy levels because that's where I was feeling the weight the most. I started having more energy in the afternoons, and then I was falling asleep faster at night and being able to stay asleep and waking up rested. And so I got myself out of this sick cycle of exhaustion, and I was able to start working out because I had this energy now and I was feeling good. I was able to take off some of the extra baby weight that I had put on. And then that led to even more decisions towards better health for myself over the years. And it's really been that baseline foundation for me in my busy life, because now we have 5 kids. It's amazing when I meet other moms. They want to know, what is my secret to all this energy? Why don't I need naps? Why am I not tired with having all these kids? And it's not a secret. It's Shaklee supplements. And I'm going to talk to you about why that is. Why are these different? And so this is a picture of my husband and I when we were in Jamaica. This was, I want to say we were 34, 35 at the time. And we had the 5 kids, and we were on a kid-free trip. But in my 30s, I look better and feel better than I've ever felt or looked in my entire life. And Shaklee is the baseline of that and has led to so many other good decisions over the years. So what is the philosophy behind Shaklee? Like, you're probably saying Shaklee, like a lot of people, but it's actually Shaklee. It was named after Dr. Shaklee, who was a chiropractor, a pastor, a pilot. He used to go see his chiropractic patients by flying an airplane to their house. Like, it's just super fun. And he had his own wellness story of his mom. She had gotten just a terrible diagnosis when he was a kid, and she had moved to the country and decided to approach it from a natural perspective. And it totally made a difference for him. And so that's what really got him thinking from a young age about the best of science and the best of nature. And so move this out of the way here. And so he really built the Shaklee company and the products on this philosophy of bringing true wellness to the world. And, he was the founder. And then in 2010, we had the visionary Roger Barnett, who bought Shaklee Corporation, who had been looking for something like this because, Roger is a businessman and, he knows the industries, and, he has had various companies throughout the years. And, he was really looking for something that would combine all of his passions together and truly serve humanity in the best ways possible. And that's why he found Shaklee, and we have launched into year after year growth since he bought the company. I've had many opportunities to meet him and talk to him, and he just has such a heart for taking care of our planet and taking care of each other. And I know his goal is to bring true wellness to over 10 million people over the next several years. And I'm thankful to be a part of that. So what's the difference? This is the key driving factor of why are these vitamins, why are these products any different than anything else that you can find out there, whether you're going to a health food store and you're buying, the highest quality that you think that is available there, or, or you're just buying a store brand, or you're buying off, off Amazon, which I do not recommend. Don't do that. Those are not tested for quality, and they're not assured or guaranteed that those are what they say they are, not expired, and those kinds of things. So the Shaklee difference comes down to testing straight up. That starts with testing every new botanical that comes in. Over 350 tests just for those. Over 250 tests above what the U.S. Pharmacopoeia requires to make sure that there's no heavy metals, no pesticides, no residues, no contaminants in our products, no matter what. We also were the first climate neutral certified company in the world. And we have a goal of, I want to say it's by 2025, to also include all of our manufacturing and packaging and everything else that goes into that to also be certified climate neutral, which is pretty amazing. We have over 100,000 annual quality tests a year. And then if you're big into science, we have the actual science. A lot of companies out there look to us for the science because we are so diligent. We've been published in over 125 different peer-reviewed publications and studies. So I realize I spelled that word wrong in there, but you get it. There's an L in there. And the biggest difference here is we have two major landmark studies. And I'm going to share a little bit more about that specifically and what those numbers were and what that meant. But no other company out there has that. We are the most clinically proven wellness company in the world. And we stand behind our products. And that's why people feel a difference. People like me and people like you, if you were to try these, that you feel a difference guaranteed, or your money back, because of the science that goes into it, and because of the assurance, because of the testing, that you're not going to get anything in there that you don't want, only things that you do. We also, we don't sponsor anybody, but we have Olympic athletes who choose to use our products, and we have over 121 medals because of that. And then we're also part of an initiative to plant millions and millions of trees. Actually, every Get Clean kit that is purchased plants a tree, and that is an ongoing campaign that we have. And so it's really bringing it back to that environment that Shaklee wants to leave things better than we found them. And I love that mission. That's the mission that we have in our own family, that no matter where we go or who we interact with, we always want to leave it better and leave those people better than when we found them. So here's this picture, 100 years of innovation. So as I told you, so Dr. Shaklee back in the day, right? He was an innovator, and we have carried this on throughout the years, over 100 years of product innovation, from the first multivitamin in 1915 to the first biodegradable cleaner in 1960. And then in 1961, the first soy protein isolate. So we were green before green was a thing, and we were at the cutting edge of all of these products. And the really cool thing is every single one of these products, like in 2008, we have Vivix. Vivix is anti-aging on the cellular level. We have, I want to say it's 7 to 9 patents and patents pending on that product alone. And I have personally used it, and it makes so many things. You can just feel it. I encourage you and challenge you to try that one. If you try nothing else, that is such a good one. It makes such a difference. And, we've powered NASA flights since the 90s. And we were actually commissioned by NASA to make a hydration drink specifically for astronauts coming back into Earth's atmosphere. So very cool. We've also powered adventurers and, like I said, Olympians all around the world. Very cool. So this is that landmark study that I was talking about. So we have 2 studies that were produced results that blow everything out of the water and show that our products, when used over time, make a huge difference in your health. And this is why when you look at the Shaklee population, I just met an 85-year-old woman who has been taking Shaklee for decades, and she hiked 85 miles to celebrate her 85th birthday. It's people like this. We have a man who he was a rower, and like a medaled rower, very, very successful. He is in his 90s. I believe he's going to be 100 in just a couple years now. And I saw him at a conference, and he hopped up onto the stage at 92 years old. Like, this is the difference. This is why we do what we do. And this is why I share what I share, because not only do I feel a difference in my own personal health, and I see the impact it's making in the health of those around me who have decided to switch their brands as well and try Shaklee, but we have this massive study here. So if you look at the numbers, these biomarkers in health, so triglycerides, right? Like, those are really critical for heart health. Vitamin D, as we know, is really important for our immune system, and so many other things. HDL, that's, associated with the good cholesterol, right? And a lower risk of heart disease. And then C-reactive proteins, that has to do with stress, right? These are key indicators of disease when these numbers are not good. And Shaklees are proven here that the blood nutrient levels are just higher. And that's because it's not baseline stuff here, guys. It's optimal nutrition so that your body can do and feel and look its best. And then there was a 10-year follow-up study on here as well. And it showed the lower medication use of the Shaklee population, which is just astounding. I want to say the average Shaklee user, uses maybe 1.9 prescriptions in their 60s and above versus 60s and above traditionally for the standard population is about 12 to 16, I want to say, the last time I checked. And it's just increasing year after year. So huge studies here, very long-term studies. So what's the best place to start, right? Because we have over 400 products at Shaklee, from cleaners to skincare to sports nutrition, kids nutrition for like this little guy who loves his kids' meology. We have so many options, and it's overwhelming. And, that's why you have a personal consultant like me to help you to decide by looking at your life and your goals. To figure that out, we actually have a free quiz that you can take that helps look at your life, your diet, your medical history, all of these different things, and gives you a list of specific nutrients that your body is needing based on you. You can also incorporate blood work into this, and also Ancestry, and I want to say 23andMe DNA results as well. But the best place to get started, because it is the best value, and this is personally my favorite and what I do every day and what I got started on, it was called something different then, but it's called Ready Set Wellness now, and I love it because you get to choose your personalized Meology supplement pack or your Vitalizer. I personally love Vitalizer because that's what I've used for years. But we also have the personalized Meology where you get your name right on it, and it's a pack you just take every day. And then you get to pick your 2 shake flavors. So protein, we are exceptionally low on protein as a society. And as we age, protein intake is so important because it greatly, combined with resistance training, impacts our bone density and our lean muscle mass, which also impacts metabolism, right? And as we age, our bones get weaker, our muscles get weaker, and we also have a harder time taking off weight, right? So just so important for our protein there. And then you get to choose your boost, whether you need immunity or collagen or some extra energy, or, you need some extra servings of greens. We have those, and it's only $169. I was just having a conversation with somebody the other day that said, I blow that in one Amazon shopping trip. And like, I feel you, because when we take our big family out for dinner, that's like a nice dinner out, but this is a whole month of one meal that you get to swap, right? So whether you do breakfast or lunch, or heck, even dinner, because we know dinners can be expensive. What a way to save money right now, especially. This gets you free shipping and free discounts for life with no strings, plus a bunch of other ways that you get to earn free products just for using the products that you love. So right now we have, I personally have this special going on that anyone who orders at least 150 and adds a business kit, because I truly believe that the best way to invest in yourself and your future is to start this business, because I guarantee you have some special people in your life that you love and that aren't feeling their greatest, right? But you want to help them have a simple thing that they can do every single day so that they feel better in the long run, because this is, again, about true wellness. This is not just about feeling good today. This is about being able to get down and play with our grandkids when we're in our 80s, or hike 85 miles if we want to, or hop up on a stage if we want to. This is about enjoying our retirement someday and not, living shorter, younger. This is about living younger, longer, and not feeling our age, not being, rickety and, all this, and just feeling that soreness when you go to bed. We don't want that. This is about building that true wellness. And when you build a business, we have the systems in place on our team. We have a proven track record of helping people to be successful at doing this, creating income of 500 to 800 within a year. And that's monthly. And so, a lot of people join because they just want to buy from themselves or be able to pay for their products by sharing with a few people. Then there's people like myself and those on my team that we want to go on this mission and have solutions for people and build a business that we can pass down to our children and truly share this mission of wellness. So if that interests you, please ask me for that free quiz and we will get you started there and continue through the process of helping you take a look and see if this is something that is going to make a big difference for you or not. It is not my decision to make for you. It's simply my privilege to be able to walk through this with you and give you the information so that you can make the best decision for yourself, both for today and also in the future. Take care, my friends.